Well, do you remember who taught you how to tie a tie? Maybe it was a parent, or maybe you've never learned how to do that. Or maybe, like millions of people, it was through the YouTube account, Dad, How Do I?
Take the tie, put the fat side down. This is an important part because you want, at the end, you want the tie to come out right about your waistline. Looks cool that way. If you have it up here, that's dorky.
Cool and dorky. Our first posted in the midst of the COVID pandemic. It was an idea Rob Kenny had been sitting on for years. Now, 6 years and dozens of videos later, the man dubbed the Internet's Dad is still sharing his wisdom.
This was never about views for me. It was about impact. It's about helping someone take one more step forward. It's about reminding you that you're not alone and that you matter, and maybe giving you just a little bit of direction or guidance along the way.
Oh, Rob Kenny, a.k.a. Dad, How Do I, joins us live from Seattle. Welcome back to the show. Lovely to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
I was going to ask, like, it seems a simple idea, and why did you start? But I think you said it all right there. It was really from the heart and something you wanted to share, right?
Yeah. My backstory is my dad left when I was 14, and then I married well, and we raised 2 adults, and then we were empty nesters. And I thought I have some information that I think might be useful to some people, so I just started uploading, and the rest is history. I thought I'd have 30 or 40 followers. I've said that all along, and that's absolutely true. I didn't know it was going to be what it is, but here we are.
Rob, the internet caught wind of this, and a tweet about you became the 12th most liked of all time. You've said in the past it was confronting to know how many people actually connected with what you were posting.
Yeah, it was a little terrifying. I consider myself an introvert, and so it was. I couldn't put the toothpaste back in the tube. It was scary when it went viral, because suddenly my face was everywhere. And as you mentioned, if you Google "Internet's Dad," it's me, and that was pretty terrifying.
You said you were going to be thankful for, say, 30 or 40 followers. What's your reach now these days?
YouTube, I have 5.5 million on YouTube, and then I'm also on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook.
Wow, your reach is enormous. So you've touched countless people, and they've also shared the way that you have helped them, from either preparing for job interviews, maybe just feeling less alone in the world. When you look back at what you've created, what's the feeling now?
I'm grateful for the platform that I've been given, just to be able to walk alongside people. It resonates on a different level than I ever thought. I thought, in my ignorance, I guess, I thought I was just going to show people how to tie a tie. But if you read the comments, people are actually sobbing watching me tie a tie. And so it's resonating on a level that I never could have planned or imagined.
Yeah, Rob, I remember the moment my dad taught me how to tie a tie. It was my very first time in here as work experience over 40 years ago. And I remember standing in the lounge room, and what a special moment that was. And your stories are hitting me really hard right now, I've got to say. You've shared about not having your own dad around to teach you these lessons. Who are the people in your life who taught you the practical lessons, the practical stuff?
Yeah, the main person is my brother, Rick. I'm one of 8 kids, and when my dad left, he said the older kids are going to have to take the younger kids, or we were going to go to foster care. And thankfully, my brother took me in. When I was 14, he was 23, and he was newly married. So thankfully, his wife was on board, taking on this 14-year-old, going through puberty. And so he's been a big influence on my life. And he was also a journeyman carpenter, and so he knew how to do tools, how to work with tools and stuff. And so I learned a lot from a lot of different people. My roommate, when I was 19, taught me how to tie a tie, and I try to pick up anything and everything from different people.
So in those 6 years, you've covered everything: changing tyres, sharing money tips, recipes. Have you run out of tips, or what's the future? What does the future look like? Do you go back to the beginning and maybe, refresh some of them?
Tie a different knot.
Tie a different, there's a Windsor, a half Windsor.
I have remade some videos, but I think, there's always, so I do Wisdom Wednesdays too, where I share some quotes that mean something to me. And then recently I've been asked to speak at different venues. I was flown out to Stockholm, Sweden last year for an event. And then I just got back from Texas where I spoke at an event too, which is a little out of my comfort zone. But, I try to encourage people to get out of their comfort zone. And so I'd be a hypocrite if I hid in my own in my own home and, while they're out there doing stuff and I'm too scared to go out and speak.
Wow. Wisdom Wednesday sounds so much more impressive than my Whiskey and Wings Wednesday. It sounds so much more important. Aside from advice, your followers know they can always come to you for a great dad joke, right? What's your favourite at the moment? We've got to ask you. Favourite dad joke right now?
Yeah, favorite all time. And maybe I said this on the show. I don't know. So hopefully I didn't, I'm not reusing it. But my favorite one is my son said he didn't understand cloning. I told him that makes two of us.
Okay. Good on you. Lovely to see you as always. Good finish.
It's beautiful stuff, Rob. Where do we find you?
Dad How Do I is pretty much everywhere on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram, and
That's
Facebook.
great. Dad How Do I?
Dad.
Love it.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks so much.
Thanks.